it's Demi. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. I hope you're all having a great day, and today's video I'm starting a new series which I'm super excited about. So one thing that I absolutely love doing is packing a little bag up and going to stay in somebody else's accommodation or house for the night. I love interior design, I love little quirky buildings, I'm really fascinated by buildings design and everything like that. I wanted to start a series on my channel where I go to lots of different places over the UK and maybe some outside of the UK, and I review different overnight stays and accommodations for the night, whether it be a hotel, an Airbnb, a cabin, or something out of the ordinary that none of us ever thought would be possible to stay in before. I want to stay in lots of different accommodations and review them for you. Testing out a new bed, a new mug for your coffee, even testing out a new toilet. I love it all. I love it so much, and I'm very fortunate that over the years me and my partner Sean have been able to stay in some absolutely amazing places. Every single time it came up to one of our birthdays or a special occasion, we would always ask each other for a night stay somewhere or something like that, and it means I've been quite a lot of hotels and places over the last 7 years, and I'm really grateful for that. But I don't want it to end here. I want to do it much more, and I want to bring you guys along on every single journey and every single accommodation and trip that I do get to go on. I don't know if I'm just a weirdo, but I love looking at room tours, hotel tours and everything like that online, and I wanted to start my own series where I go to all these amazing places and review them. I really hope that you like the idea of this video. If it is something you're excited to see, then I would really appreciate you giving us some feedback in the comments below, or if you know of somewhere that's out of the ordinary that you would love to stay, but maybe you're just not sure if it's worth the price of actually staying, so you've never booked it, send me a DM with the link and I will book it and I will stay there and I will give you an in-depth review. Every single place that I do in this series will be a genuine review based on my experience there. However, I do want to clarify that I was very kindly gifted a stay at the Newton Hall Cabin Walk for this video, but that does not affect my opinion in any way. They didn't ask me to make this YouTube video, and there will be some pros and cons at the end of this video to make you aware of before you decide if it's the place for you or not. I will never ever agree to stay somewhere where they say that I have to give a positive review only, because that's not genuine to me or you. And I feel like unless you're staying in Buckingham Palace, which even then I still think I'd find something to whinge about because I'm just a whingy person, there's always going to be little niggly bits that might not be to your liking, because we're all different people and we all have a personal preference. The disclaimer that I wanted to let you know before we get on to this video, but I am so excited for this review and this series to commence, and let's just say the next one will not be long after this one. So don't worry, I'm not starting a series and leaving it months on end before you get the new video. There'll be plenty more to come. While you're exploring all these new places and going to all these new rural retreats and hideaways, hotel rooms and all of that, you've got to remember one thing: drink your bloody water. And that's why I'm so excited to let you know about today's sponsor, AirUp. Now please don't just skip over this ad like any other ad, because I know you probably have heard of AirUp, okay? And honestly, we've all seen them. They're all over TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, but they're all over for a reason, because you bloody need to get an AirUp water bottle. This is my AirUp water bottle in blue. As you can see, super colourful for the summer. They come in lots of different colours, so hopefully there will be a water bottle that suits your aesthetic and vibe. Here's AirUp water bottle, in case you have been living under a rock and in case you haven't heard of them. AirUp is a new sustainable water bottle on the market, but it has a difference. It's not just any refillable water bottle. AirUp comes with little pods that allow you to taste through scent. The taste through scent concept is a one that I'd never ever heard of before until I started to use my AirUp water bottle. But it actually makes sense, because do you ever smell anything absolutely disgusting, like maybe your dog's poo when you're picking it up, and sometimes it just goes to the back of your throat and you're like, you can taste it? I'm not the only one that that's happened to. Well, AirUp have took that concept, but they've turned it into something beautiful and not something disgusting, so that your average water that you put in your water bottle has a taste through scent. So you get little scented pods that go on the top of your water bottle like this. I'm currently using the wild berries pods. Now when you put them on, you push it all the way down, but to activate the pod, you lift it up to the first line on the nozzle of your bottle. Yeah, that bubbling sound, it means your pod is activated. You can get lots of different scents. I'm not gonna lie, I've tried quite a few of the scents. Some of the scents are much stronger than others, so I feel like when you first get your AirUp bottle, it might be about playing around with the different pods and scents to see what you like best and what's the strongest for you. My personal favourite is the peach. I absolutely love the peach pods. I feel like they're the ones that I can really taste the most. I love this concept because it really does encourage you to drink more water, especially if you're somebody like me who would always reach for for a bottle of flavoured water or a can of pop over at drinking actually plain water. To mention, it's actually a really cute water bottle as well. If you would like to try out Air Up for yourself, you can click the link in the description, head over, have a look at the colours and see what takes your fancy. Yeah, we can't get thirsty while we're going to all these new cabins and hideaways and everything like that, can we? So Newton Hall Cabin Walk sits on the grounds of Newton Hall Estate, and the location of this is Newton by the Sea in Alnwick in the northeast of England. They've made the cabin walk complete with 17 luxury cabins that are available for booking, and the prices start from just £185 a night. My first impressions of the cabins were that I really liked the modern design of them. They looked really, really modern. Now, all of the cabins kind of feature a very grey tone to them, and they did have both detached and semi-detached cabins. Now, I stayed in cabin 23, which was a detached cabin with a private hot tub and garden. Now, when you first walk into a cabin, this is what you see. Very, very, very modern if you ask me. I think the design of the cabins are absolutely beautiful, and I really love the interior of them. The interior of my cabin was very industrial, rustic. That is the vibes it was given off, which I actually really like. So it comes with a dressing table, and as you can see, there is a telly up in the corner. The cabins were supplied with a hairdryer. You do also have an indoor seating area, as you can see here, complete with a pen and paper in case you want to take notes of what you're viewing outside of your cabin. And then this cabin did have a double bed. Again, I love the design of the bed. I love the cushions, and I'm going to say it was actually a really comfy bed. I really like the look of these lights on the wall. I think it really does enhance that kind of industrial look to the cabin. Very modern. When walking through my cabin, I didn't think anything was scrimped and scraped. I felt like every part of the cabin was well thought out and done to a high standard. I love this gold detailing and mirror on the dressing table, and then the bedding is just gorgeous, fresh white linen beds. What more could you want? And I love the paneling wood at the back, which is where the wardrobes were, and this is the view from the bed when you have all of your curtains open. As you can see, lots of greenery, and there is the walkway there where some people passed, but it wasn't a bother for me. You are given a can of water on your bedside table upon arrival. Very nice little touch. I know not everybody's a fan of drinking tap water, so that is nice to be provided with. And you have these gorgeous hanging lamps. Now, these wood bits at the back was solid wood, really good quality, and when you open them, this was where your wardrobe was, so you had quite a decent hanging area if you ask me, especially for the size of the cabins. Some hotel rooms I've been in haven't even given you this much space to hang your clothes. And then you did have a shelf and a mini fridge as well, which was really nice to have if you have any bubbly or anything with you that you want to keep cool. And then in the other cupboard here, as you can see, it has a kettle, a coffee machine and a safe. Again, another great feature in case there is anything that you would like to put in a safe while you're away on your holiday. I know that is preference for a lot of people. And then you have all of the teas, coffees and even hot chocolate, Galaxy supplied as well. Look at the mugs. I'm sorry, I love a good mug. I love these mugs. You do also have a lighter in there which is absolutely perfect for lighting your outdoor fire pit that's in the garden at the back of the cabin. So when you close that, you do also have another set on the other side, so you and your partner can both have your own clothing space, and this one comes with a fire extinguisher and a iron. A first aid kit is also supplied in the cupboard as well, so really handy and a necessity. Hopefully you won't need to use it, but it's there if you do. And again, plenty of space for shoes, clothing and anything you might want. So that was both at the back. Now when you walk through, you have this gorgeous bathroom. It's kind of like a wet room, and yeah, you can see we did have a hot tub as well. Now not all of the cabins come with a hot tub, so do check yours does. This sink is a little bit of me. It was absolutely amazing quality, like a stone feel sink. It was beautiful. Honestly, if I was going to redesign my bathroom in the house, it would follow a very similar theme to this. I love the kind of cream tone that the cabin had. You were also left with conditioner, shampoo and a bath and shower gel soap to use by Noble Isle. Never heard of them before, but it looked like a really good brand, and I tested the shampoo conditioner and shower gel and hand wash, and I like them all. So yeah, it seems like really high quality products. You do then have a full length mirror, but it's kind of at a height, which I thought was a little bit strange because I'm 5'4" and I could only see my head. There wasn't actually a full length mirror to see your outfit or anything in the cabin. You were provided with 2 full-size towels and 2 hand towels and 2 toilet rolls, which is very handy. And then as you can see, you have this huge shower here with a shower mat, and as you can see, it has a large head, kind of like a waterfall style head, and then the smaller head as well, which is both amazing. The shower was so powerful and I really liked the shower. The bathroom and the big windows at the front of the cabin all have roller blinds and curtains on, or some have roller blinds and some have curtains, complete for privacy as well, because I am aware there's huge windows, don't worry, they have all some sort of privacy. And then when you head into the back patio of the cabin I was in, you are provided with 2 robes, which I always think is a very luxury touch. I absolutely love getting a robe to put on after the jacuzzi when I'm staying anywhere. Now it was a wooden jacuzzi. I have stayed in ones like this before. As you can see here, this is what it looks like. Not gonna lie, the water looked a little bit dirty, okay, and I feel like it's because of the wood style jacuzzi rather than the plastic jacuzzis, but it does have 2 steps to help you get in, and then this huge box on the side of it, which I think kind of had like the mechanisms and everything in, and then you do have this outdoor seating area with your fire pit. So yeah, this was absolutely beautiful. We didn't actually use this on our stay, but it's there if you feel like it's something you would like to use. And then this is the back of the cabin. From what you can see, you weren't able to see any of your other neighbours while you were in your area. They have kind of cordoned each cabin off with like trees and everything like that, so it is very private. As you can see, we're testing out the hot tub here. Now the hot tub was really nice. It did make some loud bang noises, which I'm not really sure why, and it did have a bubble feature. We currently haven't got it on in this clip, but it does have a feature where you can bubble it, but it doesn't have any lights, because I stayed in the hot tub quite late and noticed that there was no lights in it. These hot tubs are not my preference, I'm not gonna lie. I much prefer one of the plastic hot tubs, but it is a very nice touch to still have a hot tub, and I did actually, as you can see here, get use out of it. So now I've had the full Newton Hall cabin walk experience, we're going to talk about the pros and cons. We'll start with the pros because I do like to start on a positive note. Well, actually I am quite a negative Nancy, to be honest, but we'll start with the pros. The pro is the location of the cabin walk. Newton Hall in itself is an absolutely beautiful location, but Alnwick is also a really beautiful location, and there is a gorgeous coast right near the hall. So if you are maybe not from the coast, you don't live near a coast, and that's something that really interests you, then honestly the location is beautiful. Another thing that I really liked is it's a really high quality design of the cabins. The cabins are a really amazing standard. I'd say that a lot of thought has gone into the design of the cabins, and nothing has been scrimped and scraped at. Nothing seemed cheap. It all seemed like a really high quality style and design. I also think compared to other cabins that I've been to, I think it's a really reasonable price point for what you're getting. I really love the large shower area. This is something that I really like. I love a good bathroom, and it really ticked that mark. It had a gorgeous bathroom, and I loved the shower. It was really powerful and relaxing. The bed was so comfy. I feel like a lot of the times when you go to these cabins, the beds aren't that comfy, but I actually had a really lovely sleep at the Newton Hall cabin bed. I thought it was a lovely bed. A huge bonus for me is that they do allow dogs. I love an accommodation or a location that allows dogs. I have 2 whippets that I like to take with us on little holidays, especially if I'm going in the UK. I love taking the dogs on holiday with us, so for me it gets major points that it is dog friendly. So all of that is a huge positive for me. Now there is a few negatives that I would point out that kind of strung to me. So the first thing is there's currently no reception area at the cabin walk. Now I know the cabin walk's very new, so I don't know if this is something that they are going to provide at a later date, but as of yet there is no reception area when you stay in the cabins. So what this means is there is a little cabin or shed, shall I say, with a member of staff in it. So when we checked in, there was somebody there who took my details and gave us the key for the cabin, which was great. All went fine and dandy. However, we walked past that shed at 7 o'clock that evening, and the employee in the shed was no longer there, because I did want to ask a question and she was no longer there. Therefore, I don't know if you're going to check in later after 7, how you would do that. I'm presuming somebody would be there because they'd know there was a booking and that you hadn't checked in or something, but that was something that was slightly annoying. There's not a 24-hour reception that I was made aware of or anything like that. There was a phone number left on the shed door that you could call, but I tried calling it several times on 2 occasions and nobody answered. So I don't know if this is something that's going to change in the future, but as of now, there's no 24-hour reception or anything like that if that's something that you want. This was also a tiny bit of a problem in the morning. We wanted to check out at 8:30, so we left our cabin, we're locked up and everything like that, but the shed was shut. There was nowhere to put the key and there was nobody to speak to check out. I tried ringing the number that was left and nobody answered, so I didn't know how we were going to check out. So when you book one of the cabins, you actually do get a free breakfast at the pub round the corner called the Joiner's Arms. Now this Joiner's Arms, I do believe, is the same company as the cabin one, because when you do book the cabin, like I said, you get the free breakfast. So we went and had our breakfast, and then when we got back from breakfast, there was somebody in the shed to hand the key to, but it was a little bit inconvenient that we couldn't check out at 8:30 when we'd wanted to. There was no leaflet or anything to say to leave the key in the cabin door or anything like that, so none of that information had been provided. So that was just a slight minor. It was quite annoying. So you do get breakfast provided with your cabin when you make a booking. However, it is off-site. It's not actually in the cabin grounds or the cabin walk grounds. It's not far. It is just a 5-minute walk around the corner. But for me, I like to roll out of bed and just walk down a corridor or something like that and get breakfast. So I wasn't the biggest fan of the breakfast not being on site. It is at a pub around the corner, so yeah, that was slightly annoying. That is just a personal preference. Some people might like a little morning stroll, but I'm not that type of person. I'm not a morning person. And the last minor thing that I would say that was just a con for me is you don't actually get to park your car near your cabin. If you're staying for a long period of time and you have bags and stuff like that, you do have to make a few trips. I mean, we had the dogs and the dog bed and everything, so we did have to make a few trips. It's not far at all. It is literally just a few minute walk, but I do prefer a location where I can park my car near the cabin. But with all of that being said, there's 3 questions I'm going to ask myself at the end of every one of these videos. Would I stay at that location and at that place again? I would stay at Newton Hall Cabin Walk again. I think there's definitely going to be occasions in the future where I will be making other bookings, and I think it's a beautiful location and it is somewhere that I will stay again. Would I recommend the Cabin Walk? 110% yes. I think if you want a nice, chill, romantic weekend or even a family weekend, because they do larger cabins, I think it's the perfect location for something like that, and I would recommend it. And the last one, did I have a good time? I did. I had a brilliant time. But yeah, that's everything I have to say about it, really. If you do have any questions, or if there's anything that I forgot to mention, put your question in the comments and I will get back to you. But yeah, thank you so much to Newton Hall for letting us stay. I really hope you enjoyed the first episode in this series. And yeah, without further rat-tat-tat, I'm going to go now and I'll see you very shortly for another video. Bye!